Hi guys, and welcome to another commentary. And this time, well, I thought about, since we are still we lack of good human replays. Well, I've been uploading one Undead Mirror, one game versus or even two games versus Night Elf, and also one game versus Orc. So there's been absolutely no games, or even at least no single game up yet there, versus any good human. And I guess which could be better than a game between me and Yaws. I guess all of you guys should know Yaws. He used to be, well, one of the best human player in Germany when Warcraft 3 was active back then. Yeah, I met him on Last Refuge a couple of weeks ago. I guess this game was played around 2 weeks ago. And, well, whenever Yaws plays random, then he's, well, going for a random though. But for this game, I got a bit lucky since he randomed human, and it is his main race. So, as you can see, I decided for Crypt Graveyard build order. There are too many different strategies that you can actually go for versus random. Either way, you start with the fast DK and late fiends and fast tech, which is also the same tech in Undead Mirror, which most of you guys probably follow whenever there's a clan war going on or any good solo matches, and there's a Undead Mirror also happening. Then, well, I guess also the Asian undeads decide to go for this strat. But yeah, I kind of felt like going for late hero and fast fiends on Last Refuge. This is like one of those strats that you can go for. Yeah, so well, he had human, or well, he got human, and I guess this is not really the best build order for human though. Like every single undead prefers the fast hero Harris build order. But I guess Last Refuge, well, it isn't my opinion though. Well, it's my opinion though. But Last Refuge is probably one of those maps where you can actually play this build order versus human. But like I mentioned before, he had random, so he could have had any race, and even versus Night Elf, fast fiends, late heroes, still quite decent here on this map. So yeah, I felt like going for this way for this strat, and yeah. The worst thing that actually can happen is that you cannot really scout. That's the first part of the strategy, because if you go fast fiends, late hero, you lack of scout in the early game. And as you can see, he had human. He knew that I was already undead since I picked my race from the start off. And also, as you can see, that he's not really expecting anything from my side, because I'm not really there yet with my heroes, so I'm not even harassing his archmage or sending my skeletons or trying to call anything like that. So he knows, or well, from my point of view, I'm pretty sure that he knows that I'm going for a late hero fast fiend build order, so he gets the mercenary camp, which is probably the best way. My opinion about the fast creep on Last Refuge with the merc camp is, well, I don't really like it, because if you go for a fast hero, you can easily kill a few peons, and also you can kill well, the Shadow Troll Priest, or you can even steal the Berserker, and that's quite bad for the human player actually, because he needs the Berserker for additional DPS to save his own expansion. But well, most of the time, especially versus fiends, I guess level 2 water metals should be enough, and a few defend footmans. That's all you need. Then all you have to do is just split your army up, like send two or three footmans on one fiend, put another few footmans on a second fiend, put like 2 water metals on the third fiend, and then that's all you have to do actually, because Undead cannot really heal them up and at the same time, since they're not tier 2 then by that. So yeah, since I just noticed that he had human, and I got really perfect item over here with this Scroll of Beast. Also he's losing a footman now due to my coil. A lot of people, I guess, saw the replay already, because it has been top on tft.replayers.net, which has been, well, a lot of people said that it was actually a good game in the end. And so I hope you guys enjoy this game. it will be a bit one-sided in the beginning of the game. Even the mid game will be a bit too one-sided, I know, but the late game is kind of funny, and that's why I'm shoutcasting this game as well. And I guess, or I was also looking for another human games, but unfortunately I don't really have any good human replays anymore, except versus Anima maybe and some Serbian human player. But well, I guess this game was probably the best out of these three, so yeah, feel free to watch this, and hopefully you will enjoy, of course, this game. Here, his Archmage is already level 3, and if we take a close look into his inventory, you can see that he already found the Fruit of Accuracy at the Merc Camp, which is the best item maybe at this time, since he, well, half of his army is like only range units. And also, well, I guess Rune Bracers would be another really perfect item due to the Kolnover heavy nuke on the Archmage, but also Sobi Mask might have been a really good item. So he's trying to kill the Troll Trapper, and he gets the Tomb of Experience, and this is what I actually noticed for the first time, that I completely forgot to creep this Troll Warlord, and the worst part is that he found the tomb, so he's almost level 4, and I skipped my level 3 because of that. If I would have found the Tomb of Experience on my Death Knight there over there, then I'm pretty sure that I could have rushed his expansion way earlier. And as you can see, he just sits on 2 towers, and one of them is just a cane tower, so he's just basically burning my mana and has absolutely no damage output. The second part is that he cannot really hold his expansion versus 5 fiends at the moment, and especially versus Score of Beasts and an upcoming Lich right now. So if I had gotten this tomb in time, I guess I could have rushed this expo way earlier, and this game might have been a bit over, or well, it could have been over also way earlier, I guess. But yeah, so his guard tower is almost up, and of course he's trying to repair it, but as you can see, fiends in a heavier, well, account of units is pretty hard to defend, especially when the tower is still up in, well, in research. So I also just bought a Force Troll Priest so I can dispel the Water Elemental, put the call on that Berserker. I don't even get why he's not really denying it though, because I'm pretty sure he saw the Fiend Shot coming over on the Berserker over there, but somehow he was just running away with his Archmage and with his Footmen. So it was also really important for me to cancel the Arcane Tower, and once again, well, whenever I feel like playing versus Yaws or some other German players like HLA, I feel like both of them always get a bit lucky in my games, because somehow I screw up a few small parts in this game like this. Now I'm losing 1 Fiend and almost a second one, and if I'm not paying attention I will lose like 2 Fiends, and well, that would be pretty bad for me. And yeah, so no dust for the Archmage. Just imagine he just had bought dust on the shop when he finished the Warlord and found the Tomb of Experience. He could have killed like 2 Fiends now, and that would have been pretty bad for me. Like sitting on 2 Fiends, while 2 of his towers will be up in just a few seconds. Yeah, now, and sitting on 2 Fiends and 2 heroes versus 4 towers is pretty impossible to cancel. Also, you can basically just buy new mercs every single time he needs them, so you can just hold this push, force me to run back and to retreat and well, heal me up, so you can win some time with that. So here's the first statue, and as I also mentioned before, he had no dust, so I can use my burrow whenever I want to, because he's not able to kill it, my burrowed fiends. And yeah, so he's sitting on tier 2 already. His Mountain King is also on the way soon. His Archmage is almost level 4. There's a Blacksmith coming up, but there's not that much that he can actually do right now. Whenever I feel like to attack his Arcane Tower, he's also forced to attack my Fiends. But here he's losing the first Arcane Tower out of 2. I still have my Score of Beast though, so why? Well, if you guys ask me or wonder why I'm still not using the Score of Beast, well, in my opinion, I could have nice round, by the way, only Archmage, but I'm also losing the Obsidian statue at the same time due to the Water Elementals. Yeah, so I guess there was absolutely no point for me when I attacked his expansion, because half of my army was pretty low on HP. So using like a score of beasts on like almost 3 dead fiends is pretty stupid, because if he goes for a rush and you have simply no mana on your Death Knight left, then you will just lose 3 fiends, and that's not really worth it if you cannot really kill the expo. Either way, you kill it or you leave it. So as you can see, I felt like to be in a good position right now, since I surrounded his Archmage. He didn't even TP to his expansion, so he had to run back all the way from his main to his expansion, which gave me like the best time I needed here. And also, well, nice burrow once again. So he's not really able to kill my ghouls over there. Another nice bolt coming up on my Lich, so I have to be careful. If I lose this Lich, it will be pretty bad for me, because, well, he just reached level 2, which means that I also have to spend a bit more gold into his resurrection, and level 2 resurrection costs a bit more time than a level 1 hero. So yeah, he forced me to TP back, and as you can see, he tries to defend this, or to save up his expo once again with a few towers in the back. And that's a really nice positioning. All you have to do is just close this entry here, so I'm not really able to run into those towers with all of my fiends, because pathing in Warcraft 3 is kind of ridiculous. Really, it's really bad. Like, I'm not sure what Blizzard was thinking about the pathing in this game, but whenever you play fiends as an undead, feel free to, well, and I can't find any words to describe this feeling when you try to cancel towers and simply buildings just block your way, and the pathing just your fiends just get stuck all over the time. So I knew that he's going for a lot of towers once again. I already got 2 0-tagged fiends, and he only has like 3 spellbreakers. That's absolutely nothing. Like, having 2 heroes and 5 spellbreaker from now on is absolutely nothing versus tagged 2 0 fiends and 2 heroes, and also the first statue is morphing into a destroyer. So I can simply dispel his water elementals. There's a nice Nova coming up on the MK, and the MK goes down. So level 2 MK, I guess, just died. And if not, he was just level 1. So his Archmage has also to be careful. But I have no mana left on my DK, and if I had mana left on my DK, I could have killed that Lich, that Archmage, and I guess it could have been the game already at this point. So well, as you can see, he also pulls his militia into this fight. So whenever you pull militia into this fight, you really want to win this fight for sure. But now he's like wasting all of his economy into my army, and also he's feeding me with a lot of experience on my Death Knight. He's almost level 5, which means that my level 3 call is, well, almost here. So the nuke gets heavier and heavier, and it's not really getting easier for himself. So as a clever human, and that's Yaws actually, he's really clever. Of course, he's just trying to delay my attack, even though by a few moves that he actually does, like running back and forth. But yeah, he's trying to mine a lot of gold and also get a few hits on my units, so I'm forced to throw a call every single time. And since I don't have infinite mana, well, I have to run back one day to my base just to cover up my mana, because I cannot fight with sitting on 20 mana versus heavy nuke and heavy hero A-click, and that's what Yaws actually does most of the time. So nice score once again, and he's losing a spellbreaker also at the same time for this attack, and he has to be careful with this Archmage now. And his expo seems to be dead already. He has 2 upgrades on his armory, like 2 mercenary upgrades already. I guess his Mountain King was level 2, and so here he comes once again, resurrected, and nice. And finally, he just used, I guess, the reveal on his arcane towers in his base, or from something else. Probably the reveal from his towers, because he has no units on his goblin laboratory. So he finishes off 2 fiends, which was really important for him. But it's way more important to level up your second hero, which is the Mountain King in this case. So since I lost a few fiends, I felt like I needed more units to hold this push soon. Well, as you can see, His expo is still running. I wasn't able to kill all of his peons recently, and by delaying my attack. A nice call Nova once again. But I felt like I did a small mistake here. If you guys notice my level here on the Death Knight, if I would have killed only 2 peons, that would have meant that my Death Knight would have gotten level 5 already. So I had a level 3 call, and this Archmage would have died. But yeah, he just survived barely, and as you can see, he's sitting on 250 HP, so he can still push me back and forth, and he's still in the game and can still win the game though. But for now, it seems pretty impossible to come back into this game for him by only having Spellbreakers and just, well, a low HP Archmage and a level 2 MK. So here comes the Bolt on the Fiend. I still have one more coil left, but I didn't feel like saving up this Fiend because, well, if he used to reveal, it would have died anyways. Paladin as a 3rd hero for Yaws, which means that he just reached tier 3 already, and as you can see, he also got a first knight in his army. My Lich is almost level 4. I'm sitting on 2 heroes at the moment. Basically, you play 3 heroes versus human, but well, since he was sitting on tier 2 for, well, not such a long time, but for at least a few minutes, felt like sitting on 2 heroes is not that bad, because if you can hold this push, then I'd rather prefer to play on 2 heroes, because then they easily get leveled. It's because they can, well, they don't share their experience income with 3 heroes, so it just gets spread out on 2. And this is the, I guess, the most important game part of this game, and also for Yaws, moving his Archmage away so he can creep those spots with the 2nd and 3rd hero, which means that he will get a level 3 Mountain King with this spot right now and gets the Potion of Greater Healing. And as far sorry, as I know, yeah, he just found a 2nd Tomb of Experience. So this might be, well, just imagine if Tomb of Experience wouldn't have get nerfed back then. That would have been pretty awesome for Yaws, because then his Archmage would have been way more closer to level 5, and also his Paladin would have been almost level 3 already. But, well, by creeping the red spot here, he will get the Paladin level 3 for sure if he creeps him solo, and he will, because he got his Archmage level 4 already, his MK level 3, and all he needs for the next fight is a level 3 Paladin, and he gets the Crystal Ball. Well, I found the... what did I found? I have absolutely no fucking idea what I found. I found Claws of Attack plus 12, which is also a really perfect item for me. And here we go with the Wand of Illusion in the middle, so now he knows where I am. And Yaws is still sitting on 1 base since he lost his his expansion, and there's also a Griffinary coming up with a few Griffin Riders. He still has none of them actually out right now, but there are 2 more coming up. And yeah, so I knew he's sitting on 1 base. He's just trying to level up his 2nd and 3rd hero. That's the reason why I felt like going for a Dark Ranger right now, because you need the silence for the next fight. You need to delay his nukes. You have to nuke him faster than he actually does, and as everyone knows, human nuke is basically better and stronger than the under nuke, but that only, well, goes for like a Bolt, Banish, Holy Light. Otherwise, well, only with Bolt, Holy Light it might be a bit complicated to say. Oh well, I guess both nukes are equal. So since also my Death Knight is already level 5, my Lich is almost level 5 soon, and I guess by creeping those 2 spots which are left here in this position. Also there's a Gnoll spot over here, but well, why would you creep the Gnoll spot when you can creep the Merc and the Laboratory? Also another great item for my Lich, the Ruby of the Magi plus 6, so he gets additional 6 DPS, and also more intelligence, which means more mana in general or in total. And his MK is almost level 4. He got the Potion of Greater Healing, which is really the best item in the late game, so you can save up your MK if he gets heavily nuked down. And also his, well, Holy Light is already sitting on level 2 as well, so he doesn't have to be afraid of heavy undead nuke. And also, since he's tier 3, you can basically just buy a Staff of Sanctuary, and if his zero's getting in trouble, then you can just simply stab them away. So by creeping the laboratory, hopefully I can find here a good item as well, like Anchor of Incarnation would have been a good item, or maybe Health Stone or Mana Stone. And as you can see, I found the Health Stone, and well, I guess Health Stone is also one of the best items versus Human Nuke, especially versus Human Nuke, of course, as an undead. But yeah, I'm sitting on 70 supply right now. He's sitting on 65, but well, 5 more supply doesn't mean that much. In this case, well, I guess it's more up to the nukes from both sides. So here we go with the fight. He's chasing in, trying to nuke down my Berserker, but now he recognized that he would be in a pretty bad position if he would have fighted over there. So this knight got blocked by a Spellbreaker, and I just nuked him out immediately. And also he was pulling out a few militias. And I just noticed that, well, if I kill all of them, my Dark Ranger will also be level 3, which is a really perfect situation for me, because with the level 2 silence, my area of effect, first of all, gets way better than compared to the level 1 area of silence. And also, I guess the duration of the level 2 silence is way better. Like, it lasts way longer than the level 1 silence, as far as I know. And I guess there's a... And I felt, I'm not sure why, but somehow I called over the knight, which made absolutely no sense. I thought like he's coming with his whole army now in my army as well, so he wanted to fight over there, but unfortunately it was just an illusion knight, so I called over this one, which was pretty bad. But still, I have a few statues left, or I had a few statues left until before I morphed them into destroyers. So my Death Knight is almost up to full mana once again. So I'm sitting on 72 supply, and he's sitting on 68, so almost equal supply at this point. 20 minutes, as you can also see at the bottom right position, the game already went for like 21 minutes now, and I'm sitting on 4 Abominations, which is a really good counter versus Spellbreakers, first of all, because they have medium armor, and medium armor is heavily getting, well, once you play melee units, especially Abominations, we got a huge DPS. You can feel free to rape Spellbreakers whenever you want. But also there was a really nice bold Holy Light on my Abomination, and he just put 4 of his Griffins on my Abomination and just melted it in seconds. So he has 2-0 on his Griffins and 2-0 on his Knights, and also 2-0 on his Spellbreaker, so he has also nice upgrades so far. But comparing the upgrades, I have the better ones at the moment. I'm sitting on 3-1, and well, both mines are running out, and I don't feel like going for an all-in, because when I took a look at this army, I felt like, okay, that's not really that much. I'm sitting on 68 supply, even though I just lost an Abomination, and before of that I was sitting on 72, while he's sitting on 65, so equal supply. And that's the reason why I went for an expansion. Expansion is always safe when you have the better army and also the better hero levels. So now his farm also gets killed, and now he's using all of his last militia that is left in his base to fight here versus me. And of course I cannot fight versus all of his army right now here, especially versus so many melee units, because first of all they tank the incoming damage for important minutes or even seconds, so which means that his bad army, which is like the Spellbreakers, can get some nice DPS, and also the Griffins can win some time to get some damage going on. So if you play hit and run versus human, make sure that you're level 5, which is always using Nova on his army. Unfortunately he found the healing ward, so he can heal up his army every single time. Otherwise he would have used, I guess, Scroll of Healing, either one of that, or he's forced to use his Holy Light on his units every single time, which means that he will be low on mana soon in this fight, which would have been really good for me, first of all. Oh yeah. So Yaws decided to reskill his Archmage into Blizzard, and this is like the worst position for me to fight here. He just found a nice area of effect damage here on my Fiends, on my Abominations, but now my Death Knight just got like almost melted in just a few seconds. I'm running once again into his army, and like I completely fucked up here. So my Death Knight is still not paying attention, and now I just got folded and Holy Light, and my Death Knight dies immediately. And as you can see, with a 57 supply army, and I'm sitting on 56 now, and I'm also losing my abominations. Well, nice round also on the Slitch. I'm going to lose. It looks like I'm going to lose this game. I just used the health stone. I'm not even sure why. I felt like I can make it out of there, but well, first of all, his MK still had 2 more bolts left, and another part is his Paladin still has almost 3 more Holy Lights left, so my Lich would have been dead anyways. So after watching this game, I guess saving up the health stone would have been way better in my opinion. Yeah, Yaws just wasted all of his militia in this fight, which means that he has absolutely no PN anymore, so he has to go all in now. He's like in the best position that he can actually be here by killing my DK Mei Lich, half of my army already. Now he just finished off a lot of ghouls. Another bolt is coming up on my Fiend, it dies, and well, nice death on that Knight, and also nice Holy Light on that Fiend. So I'm sitting on only just on my Dark Ranger, but I just rebought my hero on the Tavern because, as you can see, I still earn money due to the expansion I took up there. And I was a bit afraid of his bolts and his Holy Lights because I just rebought my my Death Knight. So if I would have lost my Death Knight once again, I guess I would have typed GG over here. And it feels like he's not really able to kill my base here, only with Spellbreakers and with 3 heroes, until, well, as long as I'm sitting on also 2 heroes here. Also I got the first Spirit Tower, which means that I'm actually pretty safe in my opinion once I'm sitting with 3 heroes in my base. So this game used to be over already for me, even though it was so one-sided in the beginning of the game. Like I completely dominated him the first 20 minutes until I lost my Death Knight. And I remember when I played this game, and it wasn't on stream. Also nice heavy nuke on the Dark Ranger. I also had to laugh a bit because, well, as you can see, the nuke is just so ridiculous. But that also goes for undead nuke, of course. But well, I guess human has way more opportunities to save your hero. Thanks for the Divine Shield, for the Staff of Sanctuary, and Holy Light. So yeah. Another bolt coming up on my Crypt Fiend. I just rebought my Lich and bought him a Staff of Teleportation. Why did I buy a Staff of Teleportation? Well, I couldn't have ran this way over here and just saved my Lich, because if Yaws noticed that I just rebought my Lich and I had no mana on my Death Knight, he would have just bolted and Holy Lighted him, I guess, which means a dead Lich for sure. I'm really surprised that he did not really scouted my expo. So as you can see, he runs to scouted the right position, and somehow he still didn't notice that yet. So he's putting up, or he's sending a Spellbreaker up to the top left position to scout the expo, but notices that there's also no expo. But now I guess you will notice that there is the undead expo, and now he's going to the left part. But another cigarette is also coming up, and he just finished the last Gnoll spot while I finished the other spot and just used 3 illusions, so he's not sure. Or well, he has a hard life. Nice cone over on the Archmage, and he goes down. So well, the reason why I used 3 illusions is because well, pretty simple. He's not really able to nuke down my Lich until I use my first Nova, because then it reveals the animation of Nova and he knows which Lich is the real one. But also due to the positioning of my illusions, he could have easily figured out which my real Lich was back there. Well, what was his mistakes, I guess? Well, he had absolutely no towers up to his main and also his expansions. I guess I could have ended this game way earlier when I just killed those 2 peasants that I also mentioned in this game before a few minutes ago. And with that level 5 Death Knight and the level 3 Death Coil, well, I guess his Archmage would have been dead. I'm pretty sure you would have died over there, and this game could have been over like 10 minutes earlier. So yeah, there will be more commentaries, of course, in the future. But first of all, there will be the WEL finals in like 30 minutes. So hopefully you will also enjoy the finals, which is upcoming soon. And I might do a new commentary maybe to the finals. I'm not sure yet, but if so, I hope you guys will enjoy this one too. So